Did he say anything?
No. By the time they brought him in here, he'd lost control of his vocal cords.
The whole human race will be destroyed or driven into caves like savages unless we can...
Unless we stop this enemy first.
When one is duplicated and ordered to hate, to murder.
Next up is The Human Duplicators from 1965. Get ready for a story about android duplicates taking over Earth, but with a budget that couldn't afford actual special effects. The androids are just actors wearing silver face paint and walking really stiffly. Every time they're supposed to use their advanced alien technology, they just wave their hands in front of a blinking Christmas light. The hero figures out who's an android by offering them coffee. Apparently, androids can't drink coffee without short-circuiting. The funniest part is watching the android duplicates try to act normal at a party scene. They clearly told the actors to just act as robotic as possible, and boy did they deliver. Hey everyone, quick question time. Which would you rather fight? One giant brain creature or 10 tiny android duplicates? Drop your answer in the comments below. And while you're down there, don't forget to smash that subscribe button.
Positive. 1 month, 12 days, 4 hours, and 32 minutes.
Now let's talk about Women of the Prehistoric Planet from 1966. Despite the title, it's actually set in the future, and there's only one prehistoric planet involved. The movie's about a space mission gone wrong, where they crash land on a planet that looks suspiciously like a California park. The prehistoric monsters are just iguanas with plastic fins glued to their backs. You can even see park visitors walking their dogs in the background of some scenes. The spacesuits are painted football pads, and the control room is clearly someone's garage with tin foil on the walls. But there's something charming about how they managed to tell this story with whatever they could find at the local hardware store.
Why not take both of them? We could freeze her en route. As a test case.
Here's a wild one. Mars Needs Single Women from 1967. This movie is exactly what it sounds like. Martians come to Earth because apparently all the women on Mars disappeared. Their solution? Put up dating profiles in a small town newspaper. The Martians try to blend in at a local dance, but their antennae keep poking through their fedoras. The special effects budget must have been about $5 because their spaceship is just a painted kiddie pool turned upside down. Every time they use their advanced alien technology, it makes the same sound as a bicycle bell. The best part is watching these supposed aliens trying to learn Earth dancing. It's like watching your dad attempt the twist at a wedding. Which of these low-budget special effects do you think was actually pretty creative? Drop your favorite DIY movie trick in the comments below.
Baby.
Don't touch Tommy, I swear it.
There's nothing you can do.
Let's check out The Buble from 1966. This bizarre movie is about a town trapped under a mysterious transparent dome, way before Stephen King thought of it. The special effects team made the bubble by stretching plastic wrap across the camera lens and smearing it with petroleum jelly. Every time someone touches the bubble, you can see fingerprints all over it. The trapped townspeople spend most of the movie walking into the bubble with confused expressions. The aliens controlling the bubble only appear in shadows, because according to behind-the-scenes stories, their costumes fell apart during filming. They covered this up by claiming the aliens were too advanced to be seen by human eyes.
All these men around?
Don't tease me not now.
The awesome adventure of the astronauts.
Coming in at number 9 is Mutiny in Outer Space from 1965. Imagine space explorers bringing back samples from a moon cave, only to discover they've brought back deadly space fungus. The fungus is clearly cotton balls painted with glow-in-the-dark paint, slowly taking over their spaceship. The crew fights it with what looks like household cleaning supplies with tin foil wrapped around them. The zero-gravity scenes are just people moving in slow motion and throwing things really softly. There's this great scene where they try to show the fungus spreading through the ventilation system. It's just someone pushing cotton balls through a dryer vent. And now for something truly special. Queen of Blood from 1966. This movie actually reused footage from a Soviet sci-fi film and built a new story around it. The alien queen has green face paint that keeps changing shades throughout the movie because they filmed different scenes months apart. Her spaceship's control panel is made entirely of Christmas lights and old radio parts. The best part is when they discover the alien queen needs blood to survive, but instead of being scared, the astronauts just politely offer her their blood bank supplies. The whole movie feels like a weird space vampire dinner party gone wrong. Can you spot any everyday household items in your home that could pass as alien technology in a 1960s sci-fi movie? Tell us your best space prop ideas in the comments.
Still alive?
Whatever it is, I killed it.
What are you doing?
Now, let's talk about The Eye Creatures from 1965. This movie is a real gem about aliens who look like they're covered in ping pong balls. No joke. The costume department literally glued hundreds of ping pong balls onto black wetsuits and added giant plastic eyes on top. The aliens can only come out at night, but you can spot scenes where they clearly filmed during the day and just made the footage darker. The funniest part is watching these creatures try to be scary while basically wearing sports equipment. There's this hilarious scene where one of the eye creatures gets stuck trying to climb through a window because all the ping pong balls keep getting in the way. The movie also features the worst car chase ever filmed. You can clearly see they're driving at about 5 miles per hour with someone shaking the camera to make it look faster. Next up is Terrornauts from 1967. A group of scientists accidentally activate an alien transporter and end up on a space station. The space station sets are made entirely of cardboard boxes painted silver. The alien computer they find is just a regular desk calculator with Christmas lights taped to it. The evil aliens chasing them are wearing what looks like garbage bags with colanders on their heads. My favorite part is when they run out of props and start using the same cardboard box painted different colors to represent different alien machines. The actors try so hard to make it work, dramatically pressing random buttons and looking amazed at blinking Christmas lights. There's even a scene where they fight off evil aliens with what's clearly just rolled up newspapers painted to look like laser guns. The zero gravity scenes? Just people jumping up and down in slow motion. Hey Sci-Fi fans! If you're enjoying this journey through the weirdest movies of the 1960s, smash that subscribe button.
All human beings on Earth. There is a creeping death all around us, and we cannot stay.
The Time Travelers from 1964 brings us a story about scientists who accidentally step through a time portal. The portal effect is just a door frame with a shower curtain that ripples when someone uses a fan off-screen. The future world they visit is clearly just their regular set with aluminum foil covering everything. The mutants in the future are wearing masks that look exactly like rubber Halloween masks you'd find at the drugstore. There's this great scene where you can see a crew member's reflection in all the foil walls, trying to hide behind a prop. The best part is their futuristic food. It's just regular sandwiches wrapped in aluminum foil. And don't get me started on their time machine, which looks suspiciously like a modified washing machine with disco lights. The androids of the future? Just actors painted silver, walking really stiffly.
A beautiful girl and 3 desperate men against the fury of Mars.
And here's a real treat. The Wizard of Mars from 1965. Yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. A space-age version of The Wizard of Oz. The astronauts crash land on Mars and meet a mysterious floating head who turns out to be, well, you can guess. The Martian yellow brick road is just painted cardboard, and the Emerald City of Mars is made from green Jell-O molds and Christmas decorations. The space tornado that gets them there is obviously just the camera spinning around while they throw confetti at the lens. You can spot the strings holding up their spaceship in almost every flying scene. The Tin Man is now a robot made from dryer vents, and the Cowardly Lion is an alien in what looks like a fuzzy bathrobe. The flying monkeys, just guys in gorilla costumes with paper wings bouncing on trampolines. It's absolutely amazing. Before we continue with our next movie, if you're loving these bizarre sci-fi adventures, hit that subscribe button.
Powers of mind over matter.
Now let's check out Journey to the Seventh Planet from 1962. The seventh planet is Uranus, and yes, they make exactly the jokes you're thinking of. The astronauts encounter their deepest thoughts and fears brought to life by an alien brain. But here's the thing. The alien brain is just a plastic Halloween decoration with sparklers stuck in it. The mind-created monsters are clearly rubber toys filmed in close-up. The surface of Uranus looks suspiciously like a Danish forest because, well, that's exactly what it was. The best part is when they try to show the mind control effects. They just spin the camera around while the actors walk in circles with their eyes crossed. Pure cinematic gold.
Was deadly, vicious Satana, a woman who would stop at nothing to gain control over the astro-Zombies.
Moving on to the Astro-Zombies from 1968. This wild ride features a mad scientist creating zombies with solar-powered brains for reasons? The zombies wear what look like welding masks with Christmas lights for eyes. The solar-powered brain machinery is just a bunch of radio parts glued to mixing bowls. Every time a zombie appears, you hear this weird buzzing sound that's obviously someone humming into a fan. The scientist lab is clearly somebody's garage with aluminum foil everywhere. The best part? The zombies run around with their arms straight out, but they have to keep stopping to adjust their masks because they keep slipping off.
Too many mistakes. You're not right for command.
This is my command, and I'll manage it.
Two men struggle for survival in the
Here comes the Green Slime from 1968, a Japanese-American gem where astronauts bring back some green goop that turns into electricity-shooting monsters. The monsters look like someone covered rubber suits with green pipe cleaners and stuck ping pong balls on for eyes. Every time they shoot electricity, you can see the sparklers taped to their arms. The space station interior is made entirely of painted cardboard tubes and shower curtains. The funniest scenes are when the monsters chase people. They waddle like rubber ducks because the suits were so stiff. And that theme song? It's this amazing psychedelic rock number that has absolutely nothing to do with green slime.
But whose?
Did he say anything?
No. By the time they brought him in here, he'd lost control of his...
Speaking of wild movies, The Body Stealers from 1969 gives us a story about invisible aliens kidnapping skydivers in mid-jump. How do they show invisible aliens? They don't. They just have people disappear mid-scene by stopping the camera, having the actor walk away, and starting filming again. You can totally tell because the clouds change position every time. The alien spaceship interior looks like a disco club with all the Christmas lights and tinfoil they used. The best scene is when they try to show someone fighting an invisible alien. It's just a guy wrestling with the air while props mysteriously fall over thanks to very visible strings. What's the funniest low-budget special effect you've ever seen in a movie? Drop your memory in the comments. Bonus points if it's from a 60s sci-fi film.
Living man had ever seen.
Oh, darling, I'm so scared.
Time for number 19, Mission Mars from 1968. This movie tried so hard to be serious, which makes it even funnier. The Mars surface is obviously red sand spread over a warehouse floor. The astronauts' spacesuits are just painted raincoats with fishbowls for helmets. When they find alien life, it's just a bunch of balloon animals painted green. The Mars rover keeps changing size between scenes because they use different toy models. There's this amazing scene where they try to show Mars low gravity. They just filmed people jumping on a trampoline in slow motion. The alien artifacts they find? Painted styrofoam balls from a craft store.
You must have switched the glasses, Batwoman. I only wanted to...
Here's a bizarre one. The Wild World of Batwoman from 1966. Don't get excited. It has nothing to do with the real Batwoman. They just use the name to cash in on the Batman craze. The movie follows a crime-fighting woman who leads a group of Batgirls against a mad scientist with a device called the atomic hearing aid. I'm not making this up. The Batgirls' costumes are just leotards with tiny paper wings glued to the backs. The evil scientist's lab is someone's basement with Christmas lights and tinfoil everywhere. The best part? Every time they use the atomic hearing aid, they just show a close-up of someone's ear while playing theremin music. And those dramatic fight scenes? Just people doing the twist dance while pretending to punch each other. Which of these movie monsters would make the worst roommate? The brain creatures, the space fungus, or the android duplicates? Tell us why in the comments.
Retros. Firing main retros.
Let's wrap up with Robinson Crusoe on Mars from 1964. This one takes Robinson Crusoe and launches him into space. Literally. Our astronaut crash lands on Mars with only a monkey for company. The Martian landscape is just Death Valley with the footage tinted red. The alien spaceships? Clearly toys on fishing lines with sparklers attached. They tried to show Martian weather by throwing orange dust at the camera. When our hero finds alien technology, it's just painted cardboard boxes with old radio knobs glued on. The best part is when he discovers Martian fire. It's just a campfire with color filters. The alien creatures are just guys in scuba suits, spray-painted silver, walking in slow motion. And there you have it, fellow sci-fi lovers. Some of the most wonderfully weird movies the 1960s had to offer. From rubber monsters to cardboard spaceships, these films prove that you don't need a massive budget to create something unforgettable. Just a lot of creativity and maybe some Christmas lights and tin foil. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to catch our next deep dive into more forgotten gems. Next time, we might explore the wild world of 1970s monster movies. And trust me, you won't want to miss that.